Well, hello, I'm Cynthia Rose, and I'm here to talk to you about Mystic Astrology update for the week. So let's get into it. You know that we've got a new moon in Leo, expressive Leo. Expressive can be dramatic in Leo, so let the lion roar. Well, what's significant about the new moon in Leo? Well, the new moon in Leo is actually joining a couple of characters. So we talked about this last week, but really what's still significant is that we have the sun and the moon that come together in a new moon time for new beginnings, and that happens every time there's a new moon in Leo. So it's a great time for new beginnings, but we have Venus in Leo still going retrograde. And so what I wanted to say about that is if you're a sensitive, you might have felt that sort of shift that's taking place, feeling like new beginnings are coming. It's a time to put out our dreams, put out what we want. It may not be starting right now, but this is the new beginning. So think of it like the seed in the ground that's planted. You don't see the sprout. You don't see it popping out of the earth yet, but really important to put out what it is that you want, really your heart's desire. And then Venus is going to continue retrograding. So we're still going to be reflecting on what it is that we really want. And I'm still going to reiterate about the idea that how can we love deeper, and how can we bring that into reality, tactile, love yourself at a whole new level, which in the bigger picture is like loving the world at a whole new level. And speaking about loving the world, I have to mention the fires in Maui. And if you've ever been to Maui, if you've ever had a connection there, and this is something that you care about, then donate to Maui. In a way, there's some really good, valid charities there. It's really horrible what's happened to the people there, but when we think of them, energy is real. Send them love. Of course, we need boots on the ground and things getting done, but remember Maui in your heart. If it gave you something, give back if you can. I just wanted to make sure that's something that is close to me because I have a real connection there with the Hawaiian Islands. So back to this. So we've got all this interesting, this moon energy this week. Got the new moon in Leo, and now we're very quickly moving into Virgo. Let me see. I had written down here it's moving into Virgo. It's like in like half an hour or something. New moon's in Virgo. So we've got the week that began with this Leo moon and wanting to express ourselves and uncover a deeper sense of love and soul purpose. And then we've got the moon in Virgo now for 3 days. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And Leo and Virgo are kind of beside each other, so they're not really like seeing each other clearly across the room. So that can bring about a little bit of tension around what I feel I want and how do I make it happen, or some kind of, it can be kind of like I don't see it clearly. That's okay, because Mercury is going to go retrograde and you'll have a chance to reflect on that. And Mercury, we'll talk about that in a moment. So we've still got Mars and Mercury together, and now Moon is there. And Mars is, of course, wanting to take that action, but Mercury is the one that is speaking louder, saying, let's get everything in proper order first. And so if you have something planned and then you need to review something, don't worry, because it's going to go retrograde. Retrogrades are a time for reviewing and reflecting and going over something. And Mercury is going to go retrograde all the way back to where it was a couple weeks ago. So perhaps you'll be thinking back to this. Some of these thoughts and feelings started a couple weeks for me. It's not a new want, is what I want to say. It's an uncovering. Maybe the details are coming to you more. And so we've got to take time to put that plan in motion. And we'll talk more about that. But Mercury will be retrograde really until the middle of September, but it will be also what we call out of shadow at the end of September. So we've really got until the end of September to sort things out. And just a little bit about shadow, meaning it's going to go back over the point it was a couple of weeks ago. So we're going to have a chance to go over things. That's always a good thing. And, you know, I know there's a lot of stuff out there about like, oh, things don't work right in computers and phones with Mercury retrograde. Yes, that can happen. And it also may not happen at all. So it may just be reflecting and reviewing over what it is that I want. Great time to write things down and really get clear. And maybe the idea of like reality versus dream. And I want to say dream big, big picture. Think about big picture. Where do you want to be, you know, over the next 5 years, 8 years? Where do you want to be? Because Venus is also calling in that new beginning time of a whole new area. So wherever you have Leo in your chart and Virgo, there's a tie-in here. And what's new for you could be related to that house in your chart. If you don't have an astrology chart, then you can get a free chart at astro.com. I don't have any affiliation with them. I'm just suggesting it. You know, if you want a more personal outlook, you can certainly go to my website or go to whoever you're called. I really believe in that. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about this week, is how important this shift is right now. If you're a sensitive, you've been feeling it. There's a lot of beginnings for new people, and of course that means endings. But I don't think I need to add to the sadness of talking about endings, more that endings always bring beginnings, because we're always in cycles of change. Some things end, some begin. We don't always understand the reason for endings until we get a little ways down the road, and then we can say, okay, well, I can make sense of that now. Or sometimes endings happen and they're uncomfortable, and we just have to say, that's what's happening. And we have to keep moving through it. So if you're in that place, then why not try and spend some time boosting your own inner love for yourself? And of course, if you have love for the world, great. We all need to do that. But it starts from within. So that's really what I wanted to talk about. There's a continued connection with Chiron and the North Node. The North Node, so much about the spiritual direction we want to go. And so wherever you have Aries in what house that is, could be part of that new direction. Of course, remember, that's a general overview that I'm giving, because I'm not doing your chart personally. You have planets contacting that or interacting. That's going to be more succinctly personal to your life. But the overview is heading towards that North Node. It's a time of healing for all. Where can you bring up healing? So if things are not going well for you, then believe in the healing, move towards your healing. If things are going really well for you, then how can you build more compassion, more love within you? There isn't a ceiling. There's always more. So I hope that has been helpful for you. I so appreciate when you share comments, like, or subscribe, as I am a newer using channel, and it always helps. And if you want to know more about me, you can go to cynthiarosemedium.com. And I'm sorry if there's any noise disturbance. I have been traveling and doing some personal sessions with people, and I had to do this outside, so this is a first for me. It's kind of fun. I have much love sent to you, and I will talk to you soon. Celebrate.